authorized Viktor Bout, the notorious Russian arms dealer, the merchant of death, who underscored the all the terrorist activity. He is on his way back. So good for Brittany. She'd been sent to the penal colony. There's pictures of Brittany's wife, Sherelle, at the White House. Joe Biden got pictures with the wife, with Vice President Harris is there, and he tweeted this morning, moments ago, I spoke to Brittany Griner. She is safe. She's on a plane, and she's on her way home.
Definitely was surprising news this morning with everything that we've seen play out, how Russia's handled this, and it's sad, scary state when people are used as pawns in political activity. But that's where we're at. It'll be interesting to see what Brittany Griner does when she's back. Like, what steps does she take? How does she start maybe putting herself in this world to continue to highlight the wrongs with people being held overseas? The Whelan family did release a statement as well this morning, because they know that their work is not done, and this is
They lost their biggest ship.
We know what's going to happen, man. It's going to be the whataboutism all day. We stop talking about this story. We stop talking about both these people. Now that it's here, people are going to slam Brittany Griner and be like, well, why wasn't Whelan released? We'll talk to two of the most powerful people in the world. Yeah. Why that didn't happen.
It'd been going on for a long time, obviously, and the Whelan conversation had been happening. So who did we give up? The Merchant of Death. He was serving a 25-year sentence on charges that he conspired to sell tens of millions of dollars in weapons that U.S. officials said were going to be used against Americans. But ultimately, when it came down to it, the administration was willing to exchange Bout if it meant getting Brittany Griner home. She's one of the greatest WNBA players in history. This was a swirl of unprecedented public attention. And obviously there was a lot of pressure on the White House. Paul Whelan doesn't have two leagues of people putting pressure on the White House every day. Bring back Brittany. The NBA, the WNBA did a great job to get her home, and I'm glad she's coming home. Good for her. Like you guys are going to tell me she broke the law, and she did. And I'll tell you, 9 years in a penal colony seems a little bit extreme. It's not my country though, so she's on her way home. But it was really high profile. A gay black woman athlete locked up in a country where obviously there's been hostilities towards LGBTQIA plus community. There's racial and gender social dynamics that were going on there. This was intense. Now, it doesn't diminish what's going on with Paul Whelan. And but so Brittany's on her way home. And I think that's something to celebrate, but I don't think this saga's over. And I would hope, honestly, I would hope that the WNBA and the NBA would continue some sort of a campaign to bring Paul Whelan home.
So the Biden administration had been pushing as part of the deal to get Paul Whelan, but the reports are that Russia is treating his case differently.
Yeah.
Probably much like the United States was treating Viktor Bout.
That's correct.
That is the way that Russia is handling Paul Whelan.
And I think that we're going to get calls today, and they're not going to be wrong, by the way, that said, well, then Viktor Bout should have been traded for Paul Whelan, right? If they're being treated on a similar basis, we're going to hear that. Not this basketball player who's being held on less than a gram of hashish oil, right? And look, I don't know what Viktor Bout did. You know, I've had people tell me, look, man, what was a former Marine doing over there? You know, just retired to Russia. Maybe he was over there as a spy. I don't know. And so they caught him, and if that's right, if that's how that played out, and we got their guy, and whatever. But Brittany's on her way home, and that's the breaking news story this morning. So we can hit that if you want. There you go. 505-246-0610. What day is today? Thursday. Jerry Palm's with us at 8:30.
Well, Jerry Palm.
Now that the bowl matchups are set, the CFP is set, we'll look forward to talking with Jerry Palm, CBSSports.com. Good morning, Anne Marie. How are you?
I'm great.
What did you think when you heard the Brittany story?
What did I think?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of digesting it
Yep.
as I heard on the way here. I think you said it perfectly. It's just, it sounds like a crazy trade, but I'm happy for her and her family, and
Yep.
I need to learn more about what's going on with him before I make a informed opinion.
Okay. Going on with which him?
I want to see what happens with the Russian guy.
Well, he's back.
He's just back.
Yeah, I mean.
And I need to learn more about him.
He's already back on their soil. He was an arms dealer, was selling weapons to terrorists, and they were being used against the United States, according to the United States.
Yeah.
And then Paul Whelan's over there accused of being a spy. So, and I mean, that's a guy, I mean, is he ever going to get out? I mean, I know you don't know the answer, but.
Like you said, you'd hope that this experience for Brittany Griner, that she's someone that will come back and then hopefully highlight what's going on with Paul Whelan, what's going on with other people
Yeah.
around the world. The Whelan family released a statement this morning saying, quote, "There is no greater success than for a wrongful detainee to be freed and for them to go home. The Biden admin made the right decision to bring Ms. Griner home and to make the deal that was possible rather than waiting for one that wasn't going to."
Who said that?
That is from the Whelan family.
Yeah, no, I think, look, if the other deal wasn't going to happen, and I appreciate that perspective, right? If the other deal was not going to happen. Now, you want her, we want him. This guy isn't part of the deal. I wonder if he's ever going to be part of the deal. How are they, I mean, that's a whole nother case. Here's what I'm hoping, that's all. I'm not mad she's out. Like, I'm good for her, I'm glad she's out, good for her family, I'm stoked. It feels like we gave up a really, really bad guy to get her back. A woman who a basketball player made a mistake, and we traded up this
And
guy who's arming
and
terrorists.
because of her status, she is being back home, I feel.
No doubt, no doubt.
And
Because he doesn't
take
have
that as you want to take it, but that's what's unfortunate. It's just like, I wish everyone could come home.
Yep. We gave up a guy who we say was arming terrorists to harm America and Americans. And we got back a basketball player who made a mistake, right? I mean, sounds like a first-round pick for a seventh-round pick, doesn't it? No, honestly.
No,
I
yes.
mean, if you want me to put it in
Yes,
terms that
yes.
that we talk around here,
Yes,
right?
we should have got more value for the trade.
You know what I'm saying? But okay. All right. Here's what we got today. Let's go through it. I know you did. Did you see the end of the Aggie game? Did you watch the Aggie
no.
game? Aggies played last night, lose 66-65 at Santa Clara without, obviously, Mike Peake, and then the three suspended players who did not play yesterday that were suspended for the one game that they were out. That was Anthony Roy and Chichi Avery and Issa Mohammed. And they were up at halftime on Santa Clara, 36-33. Broncos went on a 14-0 run early in the second half, opened up a lead. Aggies came back, took a lead. And it was a weird sequence at the end of the game. New Mexico State missed the bucket, right, JJ? I mean, it looked like they were going to tie it up. Down to 34 seconds on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock, and they decided to play it out and then decided to foul with 15 seconds to go, right? Which was odd. And then a couple missed free throws, and they exchanged free throws on both sides. And DeShondre Washington hits a runner at the buzzer. They were down by 3, but he was clearly inside the three-point line. Like, you're down by 3 with the clock running out, and he actually got a great look, right? I mean, a look that there's no way I thought he was going to get. They got timeout with like 5.5 seconds to go. Got the ball up the floor, and DeShondre Washington, who led them with 20 points last night, got a great look and a leaner, but clearly it was a two-pointer, and they needed 3, and they lose 66-65.
Yeah, good response from the team, leaning on Pinson in Washington, just a mental lapse at the end to take a 2-point runner when you're down 3. And you can see everyone's reaction immediately.
Right.
It's like,
What are you
my,
doing? Yeah.
what just happened?
They lost to a good Santa Clara team. Santa Clara is 8-2. Their 2 losses were to Utah State, who I believe is still undefeated, and UCF, 57-50. Otherwise, I mean, they beat Wyoming. They beat Georgia Southern. They beat DePaul out of the Big East. So they beat a few people. That was a real good road contest. And I watched a lot of that second half, and it was a good, entertaining game. So if you want to talk basketball with New Mexico State, they were on the road. They're going to go to Duquesne next, and then go back to the Bay Area and play St. Mary's. But a real opportunity for them yesterday. They fall to 4-3, and they were without 4 players. Now, I know we're going to get into everything that went down and continues to. Issa Mohammed and Chichi Avery and Anthony Roy and obviously Mike Peake, not with them. As the video and the stuff comes out, I don't know that I saw anything new yesterday that I had not seen. Did you guys see anything? I guess yesterday I saw the video of the shooting. Did you see? Had we seen that before yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it was as
It was
report
part of the
night
big
before.
stories the night before. Okay, which I guess I just kind of looked at it and I'm like, whoa. I mean, just watching a gunfight in a parking lot on a college campus, it does kind of make you a little, what's the word, queasy? I mean, uneasy? Like, damn, okay, that's how that went down. But I know people are going to want to get into it. You got anything new on it? Any new feelings? Any new reactions that people have hit you with?
A lot of the people are like, really, a one-game suspension? Wow.
Yeah.
But when you do look at it, that was only the second game they played since the cancellation
Yeah.
for New Mexico. So if they would have sat him for Simon Frazier, then he would have had the same reaction. And everyone's going, what are you sitting those players for? You could have easily sat them for curfew and say, we're not kicking these dudes off the team. We understand they went to help Mike Peake. But this story, you're reading so many different things. Apparently, they did not drop him off at the hospital, like we were discussing yesterday.
That's what you're right.
So they just showed up, helped him out, and then got back to the hotel.
And I don't think they were asked to stay, right? It's not like they left the scene against anybody's advice or request, right? But do you,
I'm talking about when they went to get stuff from Mike.
right.
They didn't take him to the hospital. They didn't wait for when.
Oh, they didn't wait for the ambulance to get there?
No.
Okay, they just went and got his stuff, okay. All right, that I didn't know. No,
It's the way it's coming across in the reports and reporting, and people are reading from the police reports. And
Yeah.
so nothing's going to look good for Mexico State
No.
right now. And that yesterday just felt like the pressure was weighing on them, and they're like, we're sitting these guys.
yeah. Look, I think there's plenty of people who are telling me that they should shut down for the season. There's plenty who say nothing should happen. Plenty who saying one game's a joke. Like everybody's all over the place, and I get it. And I'm listening to all of you. 505-246-0610 is where we are. 505-246-0610. That's the phone line and the 377 hotline and the text line. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And on the Facebook, the OD in the AM. You can watch the show. Adrian is producing there, Comcast Channel 26. And on our Facebook page, and on their YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Got a lot of baseball to talk about. Hot Stove League is going on. Rams Raiders tonight. Aren't I supposed to get really excited about this?
Yes.
Rams and Raiders on
Yes.
Thursday night on my Amazon.
Yes.
So we'll get into that and the NFL stuff as well. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on a Thursday on 95.9 FM and AM 610 the Sports Channel.
How wrestling.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, text line is moving a little bit this morning. I don't know who this is, but it says, did the release of that female basketball player from the Russian prison also include that long-detained former Marine? Anything less of such an inclusion would smack of gender favoritism and preferential treatment. The answer is no. Brittany Griner was released, and Paul Whelan was not. The Merchant of Death was... Victor Bout was the person who was traded back to the Russians. So to answer your question, the answer is no. It did not go that way. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. All right, Lobo women's basketball last night, 71-61. The Lobo women bounced back from the loss to the Wildcats on Sunday to beat the Wildcats today. How did it go last night?
Tough game at times. The Lobos in control for the most part. Jumped out to an early double-digit lead, 6-point game at halftime. Abilene Christian came out completely different game plan in the third quarter, just slowed it down, taking shot clock, took the energy out of the game. It really frustrated New Mexico. Got down to a one-possession game, then the Lobos ended the third quarter, started the fourth quarter, used a 12-0 run to get back in control. A solid midweek victory. Needed to go 2-3 on this little mini homestand. Opportunity for the second one on Sunday, but the game was about Shy Magruder, who just had an unbelievable stat line: 23 points, 13 rebounds, 4 steals, and 5 blocks.
It's a pretty good day.
It's the bonkers game for Shy.
Pretty good day. 71-61. Lobos win. Next up, they get the Aggies, right?
Mexico State Sunday, 2 o'clock.
In the pit?
In the pit.
All right. So those of you who are jonesing for an Aggie-Lobo basketball game, you get it. It'll be in the pit. It'll be on Sunday at 2 o'clock, and you got an opportunity to go out there and enjoy that. Men's last night, Santa Clara beat New Mexico State 66-65. Aggies were up 36-33 at halftime. Broncos went on a 14-0 run early in the first half. I'm sorry, in the second half. And Aggies, I'd love to talk to Greg Heyer about this. Maybe he'll talk basketball these days, but the decision to play it out with 34 seconds to go and then foul with 15, I just thought they lost 2 possessions in there.
Yeah, I'm always in favor of extending the game when there's not that much time differential on the shot clock.
Here's the situation. Aggies down 2. They had the ball looking to tie it, missed right at the rim, and then missed a jumper. Got the offensive rebound, missed the jumper. So they're down by 2. Santa Clara got the ball with a shot clock at 30. It was 34 seconds. And so if you run it all the way down, plus a rebound, you're going to get it with 2 seconds. So they decided to play defense, and then at 15 seconds decided to foul, which I would have thought they'd have fouled early in the shot clock, or in the game, in the shot clock. Santa Clara missed both free throws. And the Aggies were back and forth. They were in this. Bottom line, had the ball, 5.6 seconds to go, down by 3, had to go the length of the court, got it in DeShondre Washington's hands, and he had a terrific look at it. I mean, a really good look at it. And he made the shot, except for it was a 2-point shot, clearly inside the 3-point arc, and they lose by 1. Santa Clara was a 7-point favorite. If you were betting that game, you won with the Aggies. Tough loss. They'll go across the country, play Duquesne. They fall at 4-3. Santa Clara's 8-2. Again, playing without 4 players, without Mike Peake, who I got to believe they'll be without for the rest of time. Issa Muhammad, Chichi Avery, and Anthony Roy were the other 3 players who were seen in the video helping him out that night on UNM's campus. So, Aggie fan, if you want to talk basketball, if you want to go the other way and you want to talk about the incident, you're welcome to do that at 505-246-0610. Hoops last night, there was a bunch of stuff that happened around the nation. Lobos do not play until Saturday when they play UTSA in the Mountain West last night. UNLV continues their undefeated start. They are 9-0. Have you seen them play? Because I've not. Have you seen the Rebels?
Not in depth yet.
I've not watched them. They beat Hawaii 77-62 at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. That's that new arena up there. Because they just pour water in the desert up there and arenas pop up. Fresno State was a winner at home. They beat Cal State Northridge 65-56. That's your Mountain West scoreboard last night. Tonight, one more opportunity. Colorado State's at Colorado. Colorado State took a brutal loss the other day. Somebody beat them. It was Northern Colorado. And it was 88-63. That's that Northern Colorado team that was in the pit that played the Lobos pretty tough for about 35 minutes, right? They got a shooter, but boy, that was a bad loss because as bad as they took it. And then I'm just looking for some opportunities coming up for this league here in the next few days as you go through it. San Diego State plays St. Mary's in Phoenix. UNLV's got Washington State. Nevada plays Oregon. All that coming up on Saturday. Anything surprise you last night?
Not last night.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot there. There was a lot there. All right, ladies played well. You're happy with the way they bounced back?
They could be cleaner in the second half, but a 10-point win is nothing to complain about. It's only something to work on. Especially with the way Sean McGuder played. Tay Duff had a good game coming out, hitting some early 30s, finishing with 9. It was a game that, the starters had to play a lot of minutes, take over. They did that, and they better be ready because the team on Sunday absolutely shook them to their core, beat them in overtime, and Las Cruces.
All right. We got stuff to give away, don't we, today? $25 in all-in autographs. Let's do that at 7:40 this morning.
Yeah,
7:40, 7:41. And then we'll give away a pair of New Mexico Bowl tickets after Jerry Palm.
Perfect.
So Jerry's going to be with us from CBS Sports at 8:30, so right about 8:40, 8:41. We'll give away those tickets to go see SMU and BYU at New Mexico Bowl. 505-246-0610. When we return, the NFL week kicks off tonight. Rams and Raiders, we'll get you through your NFL news and the latest on that next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This
So we approach the halfway point of the second half. Penny Hashigan's behind the defense now. A chance to knot this. It's a 2-goal game as Penny Hashigan gets a beauty from her sister Maddie Hashigan.
Meanwhile, here it's still 14-7, 3rd and 15. Montoya, it's just a draw. Stovall breaks one. He gets a block, and there it is, first down. How about Stovall? But I'll tell you what, it was the block of Makai Gonzalez that sprung that one free.
The stiffness in those balls they got today.
Pascal Bell's going to keep it. He sees a huge hole up the middle. Now he cuts to the sideline. He's got one more man to beat. Pascal Bell is going to go in for the touchdown. No, they marked him short.
For her team as she feeds that one.
Wow, great ball, Ed.
Savannah Sanchez, can she get number 2? She dishes it to Solis.
Unselfish. How unselfish was that play?
Amazing.
What a beautiful ball dished off for the guaranteed goal. I love it.
Help these guys out.
He's out in motion at the top. They'll hand it up the middle instead. Huge hole. He's shot out of a cannon, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Andres Villalobos.
Castro, there's the screen. It's complete. Oh, he escaped the first tackler, breaks a tackle. Nothing but green, rumbling, stumbling. He could go all the way. That's Kenneth Size. Sizes up the end zone for 6. With the body language, Jackson went to the sideline and gave his coach a little bit of a handshake. Oh.
Interception right into the hands of Gabe Pino, and Pino's off to the races. It's a touchdown for Volcano Vista. It's a pick 6 for Pino. Fires score on a 47-yard run for Villalobos. The extra point was no good, and it's 14-6. Nashville. Byron Cooper alongside 30-yard line for this one started. And he's going to keep it. This is Cordova looking for some room. Cordova's got some room. He cuts back up the middle. Can they chase him down? No. T-Sizzle is going to the house. It's a touchdown for Tristan Cordova.
Every time I say Cordova.
Lovington can be dangerous from here.
We'll see what they do. Lucas Contreras, he goes for goal, and he's got it. He's done that twice in his career, and this time it puts his team ahead on the Hope Christian Huskies. And welcome back here. Right on time for the second half. He goes for goal, and he makes it.
Are you kidding me? Brian Ramirez saw the keeper sleeping, and he just did him right off the kickoff. Oh, my goodness.
The news this morning is Brittany Griner has been freed in a U.S.-Russia prisoner exchange. Paul Whelan was not part of that exchange. The former Marine who is being held in Russia. Victor Bout, the merchant of death, is the one who the Americans sent back home to Russia. So Brittany Griner is headed home. President Biden spoke today. And obviously, a lot of joy. One thing, JJ, we just listened to Sherelle, and she said, "Well, while our family's whole, we understand." And I'm paraphrasing. I guess I can play it, but she said, "We understand others aren't," and you know, she mentioned Paul Whelan's family and how they're hurting, and they're going to remain advocates for bringing Americans home, and I hope so, because I can't even imagine something like this and going through what Brittany went through, but I mean, obviously the family. But that's the story this morning. All right, you ready for some NFL tonight? You gonna watch Rams and Raiders?
Yeah, we'll watch.
We'll watch. I mean, y'all got fantasy football players involved, don't you?
End up having to play someone that you don't want to play this weekend because of injuries. You're trying to make fantasy
I mean, there's a
football
lot of
playoffs
buys this weekend.
Late season buys with the extended schedule that are getting in the way. Here you go.
All right, Rams and Raiders tonight. You might see Baker Mayfield tonight. You're like, wait. Oh, wait, he's just signed with the Rams. That's right. Sean McVay was asked if Baker Mayfield would play tonight. The answer was maybe. McVay said, quote, I mean, it would be unprecedented experiences because of everything that a quarterback's asked to do to bring him in such a short period of time and have him go out there. But I do think he'd be capable of it if we asked. He said that they're going to work with him for 5 weeks. They're excited about it. Maybe having him around for longer. I mean, your options are Bryce Perkins and John Wolford, right?
Yes.
Hey, Marie, I just said to JJ, I said, you know, with injuries and at the end of the football season, like watching bad teams like watching the USFL, except for we watch it.
Yeah.
We watch it because we bet on it and because, and we all have fantasy implications and we don't have in the USFL. You want the USFL fantasy this year?
Do they have fantasy for that?
Well, I'm sure we can make it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there is. Do you bet them?
I mean,
can you bet USFL games? Of course you can.
Of course you can.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess they can. All right, I'll watch just to see if Baker Mayfield plays tonight.
That's why you're going to watch your team?
Yeah, dude, they're 3-7 or whatever. They're on a 6-game losing streak.
We all go through bad seasons.
Right, and I'm going through it. So do I have to sit there and during the week before bowl game and sit
No,
down
you
and watch
don't.
it?
You don't.
I got stuff. Would you watch the Vikings? You would watch the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. All the time. I've had many of those
When
seasons.
was the last
Without
time-
a ring, by the way.
When was the last time you missed a Vikings game?
I mean, sometimes I've had to have it on my phone and stuff. But
But you've seen every Vikings game, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah. Yes, in the last 25 years.
How do you watch football on Sunday? Do you watch Red Zone? Do you go to a bar and watch them all?
No, I watch it at home now.
Okay, so when the Vikings, do you have Red Zone?
Yes.
So when the Vikings
I have
game
everything.
on, when the Vikings are on, do you watch the Vikings game or do you watch Red Zone?
We have 2 TVs. We have one with the Vikings game and one on Red Zone.
All right.
And then if all teams are playing in the household, we have our laptop on Red Zone and 2 TVs.
So if the Colts are on, the Vikings
Yeah.
are on,
They're on one TV. Yep.
so you got 3 screens open. All right.
Yep.
Red Zone does a pretty good job for me.
Yeah.
Now, for the Rams,
I love Red Zone in general.
No, Red Zone's the greatest thing ever.
the best.
I mean,
It's the best.
It's the greatest thing ever.
I'm fine with just watching Red Zone too if I'm,
How do you watch on Sunday?
Red Zone.
So do you flip over to a Broncos game?
The majority of my football watching is Red Zone.
Yeah, mine too.
Especially on a Sunday. Doing this, sitting down, wanting
Yeah.
to talk about all the games,
Right.
wanting to
That's-
understand the meaningful moments
Right.
of the majority of the games. On a Sunday, I'm watching Red Zone.
I watch Red Zone to the point where after 4 hours it says it's going to shut off because the TV's been
Yeah.
inactive. Right? Do you get that? ever?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, no, leave it. I'm watching. My eyes are right here. All right. I just Thursday night. I've been leaving the office at 6:30, 7 o'clock anyway. I guess I can watch it there. Like I walked out of the office last night. It was about 6:45. I'm like, it's not that cold. We'd be what about the middle of the second quarter now? All right, I'm okay with this. No, seriously.
Keep it up.
Yeah, and then I looked at the. Like, I
love it.
No, literally, that's like I looked at my watch. Okay, 5:36. It's about middle second quarter to coming up. Yeah, all right, this isn't that bad, and it wasn't.
It's gonna be nice football weather.
Let's hold it for crying out loud. Yeah. All right, so do you want to see Baker Mayfield tonight?
Why not?
I think if we see Baker Mayfield, something bad would happen to John Walford. So no.
Well, it sounds like McVay wants to play Mayfield. He
Probably
said
play him in the second half.
Okay.
Or do we have a quarterback rotation?
I think you have a quarterback rotation because, McVay was asked, do you think it's a possibility that this guy's around long-term as your backup? And he said, I think as we continue to accumulate information, that'll kind of answer itself. What I can say in all sincerity is that there's an excitement about being able to work with him for what we know is 5 more weeks. And whether he plays in 5 games or 4 games, it is to be determined, but I'm excited about that. So, I mean, what he just said is he's playing. Like, right? I mean, this isn't like he might play, he might not. Like, what I just heard there is he's playing.
Yeah, that you can maximize 10, 15
I trust Sean
plays.
McVay.
Right?
I trust Sean McVay.
I mean, I guess he won a Super Bowl.
Come on.
No, he won a Super Bowl. But he's. My point is, okay, my options John Wolford or Bryce Perkins. To your point, do you trust those guys?
And Wolford got a little banged up last Sunday. It's a short week. Mayfield could, 10 to 15 plays, pretty simple.
Hand the
Put him
ball
out
off,
there.
make a few short routes.
You wanted to give him
Makers.
a couple of drives because that's where the Rams are at.
Yeah. I mean, they got nothing to lose. They're throwing these guys out there. They've lost 6 in a row, the longest losing streak ever for a defending Super Bowl champion. Proud of that. Ram it. Proud of that. And Stafford's on injured reserve, by the way. Do you know what his issue is?
Spinal contusion?
Spinal cord contusion. Like, that sounds unpleasant to me. He injured his neck back in week 11. He was evaluated for concussion. It wasn't a concussion. It was a spinal cord contusion. He's eligible to return in week 17. Why?
And like, why would you play him?
Why?
Without postseason?
Dude's coming back from a spinal cord contusion, and we're 4-12. Why? He's done.
He's done.
Joe Mixon's coming back this week, supposedly. They expect him to be cleared for the Bengals to play. Bengals are the hottest team in the NFL. Whew. Bengals are the hottest team in the NFL. Niners are telling us that there's an outside chance that Jim Garoppolo will return.
Yeah, it'd be in the playoffs. If they're
going to make the playoffs. They're going to win that division, right? But it came out yesterday he won't need surgery. It's a broken foot, but evidently it's kind of a good break, or not as bad break. Shorter rehab than they thought. And while they won't suggest or say it's a sure thing, Kyle Shanahan did say that this is 7 or 8 week recovery. And to your point, that would put him in the playoffs. It'll be a big recovery. Quote said he'll need to be good to go right away, so it won't be like last year. There's a way outside chance late in the playoffs or something like that. But it's just an outside chance. We're not real optimistic about it, but they don't rule it out. End quote. All right. Brock Purdy. You sure are Purdy. It's too easy, isn't it? It's going to end up with they're going to go out in the second round of playoffs, right? They win a home game with Brock Purdy, and then they're going to get the Eagles or you know what? No, if they're they won't get the Buccaneers. Well, they reseed the playoffs in the NFL, don't they? It's not a straight bracket. They reseed, meaning if a 6 beats a 3 or however that ends up in the first round, right? They're reseeded. It doesn't just go bracketed. The number 1 seed will get the lowest seed left. But they could get the Cowboys. Now that would be a tough one for them to get. I think the Cowboys could go on the road and beat Tommy, and then have to go to San Francisco the next week, and that's I think where they go out. Be a hell of a run for the Cowboys, wouldn't it? NFC playoffs are going to be really, really interesting. I know everybody tells me that the AFC is where everything is, but don't you guys think the NFC, with everything, the unknowns about the Niners, the intrigue about Tommy, like right now, right? Your playoffs would be the Eagles get the bye, and the Vikings are the 2, the Niners are the 3, and Tampa Bay is the 4, and then it goes Dallas Giants Commanders. I'm sorry, Dallas Giants Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks. So it would be Seahawks Vikings.
Ooh.
It would be Dallas versus Tampa Bay. And San Francisco versus the Giants. I think, and I don't think the Giants are going to hold that. I don't. I think that the Commanders are going to get them. But I think it's intriguing. I think there's a lot of stories there. Are the Eagles that good? Do they continue?
Yes.
The Cowboys have built and gotten better throughout the season. The Vikings are 10-2, and I think really good, and everybody's talking past them. And what are the Niners with probably Brock Purdy and that great defense?
And the wild card teams, you can't sleep on any of those teams either. Woo. It's going to be great.
Right? I think the AFC is just as good. Right now, your one is it's the Bills. The Bills beat Kansas City, right? Yeah,
Yes.
so they're the 1.
Yep.
Kansas City's the 2. The Ravens right now are the 3, but I do think Cincinnati's going to get them.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee, and then your wild cards are Cincinnati, the Dolphins, and the Jets right now. You guys, this could be so good. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. All right, I know we said we'd give away the all-in autographs at this time. Do you have enough lines to give away all-in autographs? All right, caller number, what do you want? Or should I do, I don't want, you want to do trivia today?
I kind of like how you stumped people yesterday.
Do you?
Yeah, because they were like, and people were calling, they're like, I actually don't know the answer.
Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, it was so funny. They just wanted to, but they wanted to try.
All right.
They just heard you say call for New Mexico tickets, and they were like, I actually don't know the answer, sorry.
All right. You want a trivia question?
Yeah, let's do a trivia question.
All right. So, you want to do something more recent?
Yes.
All right. All right. How about this? I wasn't even the MVP of that game. Let's do. You want to do just an easy one?
Yeah.
All right. In 2020, the New Mexico Bowl was played in Frisco, Texas. Okay. Who was? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go that way. Hawaii beat Houston 28-14. Who was the offensive most valuable player of that game? Who was the offensive most valuable player of the game? 505-246-0610. 505. Wait, we're doing that later, though.
I thought you were doing trivia for
You know what?
both.
Let's do it with
I like trivia for both.
All right, trivia for both. For this,
I'm all about this.
You win $25 for all in autographs.
Okay.
In 2020, New Mexico Bowl
I like
was
this.
played in Frisco, Texas. Hawaii beat Houston. Who was the offensive player of the game? And if you get that first call, you get $25 at All in Autographs on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel.
This report is sponsored by ASRC Federal, a certified great place.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also.
All right, breaking news this morning. Brittany Griner has been released from a Russian labor camp. She's on her way home to the United States. Her wife spoke at the White House this morning. In return, the United States has freed Russian arms dealer, the Merchant of Death, Victor Bout, and he is on his way home. Paul Whelan, the other American that was mentioned prominently in these discussions, the former Marine who's being held there, was not part of this exchange. 505-246-0610. We'll hear from Brittany's wife, Sherelle, a little bit later. Text line, you're saying no sympathy for Brittany. The obvious beneficiary of star status and political profile. She's granted a get out of the gulag card undeservedly and preferentially. Okay? I don't, what do you say to that?
Did you not notice that that was what both governments are doing? Using the profile of people in negotiation tactics? So yes.
I don't know if she's undeservedly been released. I would tell you that 9 years for the hash oil was an undeserved sentence to go to labor camp. Now, if you want to tell me that Paul Whelan would have been more of a, in your idea of fair swap, I can listen to that. But I don't know that I think it's undeserved that she has been released. It would be undeserved that she was being detained like that. What else you saying on the text line? On Baker Mayfield and the Rams, you said an interpretation of Sean McVay's maybe statement, explaining whether or not Baker Mayfield could play tonight for his St. Louis Rams on the team just days after he got there. It says, we suck, we're desperate, and doing this couldn't make us work. It also says, isn't Brock Purdy a Joe Montana lookalike? As such, San Francisco could win out. Yeah, if you look like Joe Montana, then I mean, you probably can win playoff games. Look, what Sean McVay's saying is, yeah, you're right, it can't get much worse. That's why we got this guy.
They don't have a lot of options when it comes to draft capital, high top draft. They're not giving up on Matthew Stafford. You can't play him the rest of the season. He had 2 head injuries this year. He had an elbow injury.
Spinal contusion.
Matthew Stafford has a smaller window of what's left in his career. So if you're the Rams, like, let's take a chance on a guy who's never going to be the #1 pick, live up to those expectations. But could he be a competent backup? Could he be someone that helps this football team for a couple of years? This is how you find out.
Nope. That's what he's saying. It's exactly what he's saying. We're 3-9, and we got no. I mean, what else do you want us to do? And he was out there. Let's see, man. Maybe we can make something out of nothing, right? Matthew Stafford wasn't winning in Detroit. He won here. Maybe we can make something happen. Dwight says, Jeff it or ram it. Why we will watch that garbage? Because we are all addicted to footy. And the season is almost over, so we're jonesing for anything we can get. You're probably right. You're probably right. I'll watch it if it's, if it's around. All right, Jack says the relief was palpable, JJ, as the Lady Lobos finally shook away from a weak opponent down the stretch, avoiding what would have been an embarrassing loss. With that said, after what happened at the Pan Am, they beat New Mexico State by 50, right? It's from Jack.
I don't think it's going to be 50. But I'm
40?
Should win the game. Should take you nowhere in sports.
No,
You've got to get it done.
They should win this one. Have they had an embarrassing loss this year? Like, was the Southern Utah embarrassing? Was New Mexico State embarrassing?
New Mexico State was embarrassing because of the first half.
Because they were down 20-2?
Yes.
Okay. The final, they took them to overtime and lost the game.
Southern Utah and New Mexico State.
I have no idea what Southern Utah's done
Bad
since.
losses for this team. And then especially if you want to throw in like net rankings, because they're below 200 teams.
All right. Ron says, would I want to hear from Brittany Griner, Jeff, during the inevitable sit-down interview with Oprah? I want to hear humility. I want an apologetic tone. I want to hear the freedoms that were previously taken for granted in the USA won't be anymore taken for granted. I want to hear that after this experience, she apologizes to the police after experiencing real police brutality. It's from Ron. She been outspoken against police?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be interesting. How do you think Brittany's treated? Is it going to be polarizing? I mean, imagine she's going to play.
Very much.
So people think she should have rotted in that jail for 9 years?
100%.
Yeah. For that hash oil. Now, if Paul Whelan was released with her, do you think people would feel the same way? Because essentially, she would have been the antagonist that got Paul Whelan released.
Yeah, I think that what people are going to hear, that they'll never be happy because Brittany Griner's not Paul Whelan.
Yeah.
I think Brittany Griner's wife, the statement that she made was fantastic.
Yeah, we'll play that coming up here at 8 o'clock.
She acknowledged, like, yeah, we're ridiculously happy, but we understand that there are families that are still not whole. And they are not going to forget about that. Because there will be so much pressure on them because you have people like that like, oh, you need to apologize for everything and you can't ever look and think there's things wrong with this country now. That they'll continue to work because this has changed their lives.
Do you think there's any merit to that?
Yeah, I think there is. I don't think she has to go apologize for...
Who, Brittany?
Yeah, like to the police now. Like, we've all watched the last few years. And if you sit there and say things are perfect, you're crazy.
That's right.
But is she going to have a different feeling? Absolutely. Anyone who goes through that experience is going to come out on the other side different.
I can't imagine. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we get back, you'll hear from Sherelle, Brittany Griner's wife, what she said this morning, because I listened to her and she thanked a lot of people. And I hope her message, I hope what she says is what happens moving forward. Because this is not singular. There are Americans who are left behind. This basketball player got released because of the high-profile status that she carries. And
Russia played the game as well.
Well, sure they did.
They played
Well,
it
as
to
they
where,
should.
hey, we have Brittany Griner, so you give us this person.
So they got back the Merchant of Death, and we got back the basketball player. And the former Marine is still sitting in a Russian prison. And I know a lot of you are upset about that. I think it's okay to be glad Brittany's home and be angry that Paul Whelan's still there. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel.
Telling it like it is.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sound of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta and JJ Bond.
All right, on the morning after, Lowell women were winners in the pit, beating Abilene Christian 71-61. Aggie men on the road without 4 players who prominently contribute. Obviously, Mike Peake and Issa Mohammed, Chichi Avery, and Anthony Roy. They lose by 1 at Santa Clara, 66-65. DeShandre Washington with a shot at the buzzer that went. What did I say? Oh.
I'm sorry. No.
Were you talking to yourself?
I was,
sorry.
The stream is echoing.
Oh.
And I just happened to say that out loud when I was reading. Someone was trying to watch us on the ProView networks, but it's an echo.
Sometimes I let you, when you can hear me think when my lips move. Aggies lose 66-65, and weird ending of the game. Up at halftime, down, and then make a comeback, and DeShandre Washington with a shot at the buzzer that goes, but it was a 2-point long runner instead of 3. And they needed 3, and they lose the game by 1. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A-Marie, and Adrian. Breaking news this morning, Brittany Griner has been freed from a Russian labor camp. She was traded in a prisoner swap. She came home, was on her way home. Victor Bout, the merchant of death, the man who was serving a 25-year sentence in America for dealing arms to foreigners who were doing harm to America and Americans. Big celebration at the White House this morning. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the president, vice president were there. And Sherelle Greiner, Brittany's wife, was there. I'll let you hear what Brittany or what Sherelle has to say. This is Brittany Griner's wife this morning, expressing her gratitude and obviously joy that her wife is coming home.
Gigi's not here to say.
Do we have the part before that? Because I think the part before that, Amory, is really important. I don't know if you have that there. Because JJ, to me, that was the part that was most important, where she said we're going to be advocates for those who are not brought home. Yes. She mentioned Paul Whelan and his family. And while our hearts are full, theirs are not. She said, my family is full, theirs are. And I appreciated her saying that. Look, let me tell you this. And I'm getting all kinds of correspondence, and I get it. Is this a fair swap? Is this a first-round pick for a first-round pick? It's probably a first-round pick for a seventh-round pick, right? Brittany Griner was...
Here's one thing, too, Jeff. Brittany Griner is an American. Whether you agree with her politics or maybe that she's protested against police, there are some people that are not treating her like an American. They're treating her like someone that doesn't believe what I believe, thus she should not get the same benefits as I do.
That's right.
And that's wrong. Straight up wrong. Whether you're right or left, you have different political leanings. That's an American citizen that's coming home. Yeah, is there a little bit of luck involved? Sure, but Russia played that game as well. And so many people are going to hold this over the administration and make this, if there was a different president, they would have made that deal. Russia, the reports are, said this or nothing. And I know so many people have been happy to say nothing and let her rot over there. Then how can you sit back and then claim all these freedoms and rah-rah American when you don't want to treat her like one?
I said this earlier. It's okay to feel both, because Brittany should have been released, whether you like her or not. Like I'm sorry, 9 years for a little gram of hash oil is severe. Now Paul Whelan maybe should be released as well, right? Would that have been more of a fair swap? Maybe. To your point, what do we do? Brittany Griner's wife, Sherelle, thanked a lot of people. Bill Richardson, our former governor, was one of them. He played a part in this, in getting her out. So if you want to get into that, you can. I know I got a lot of emails and correspondence on that. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Felix wants to talk about the Aggies. Good morning, Felix. How are you?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah. After hearing about the three Aggies that went to rescue Pete, I have some observations and questions, and I know there's discussion, and I think I heard the other day from you that we coach or teach our young men to help each other out as good teammates. They went to go rescue Pete, and I totally disagree with that kind of thinking. I think that the thing to do for them is to realizing the situation is to alert the authorities or their coaches and let them handle it rather than interjecting themselves in those situations, volatile situations where crimes have been committed. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is that those teammates that went to that situation, knowing the guns were fired, makes me wonder if they were not armed themselves. And if they were armed, where did they get the weapons, and did they bring the weapons on the bus? And so then I read that the gun that Pete had was recovered 12 hours later.
Yeah.
12 hours later, and the coaches knew where the gun was and kind of hid the gun. And so, the policeman had to track the bus down by contacting the New Mexico State Police hours later. They get the bus to stop so that they can catch up with the coach to speak to them. And at that point, they were informed that the gun was back at the hotel. Yeah, and I'm wondering, had they searched the other players to see if they were carrying guns, what they may have found. And so those are the observations I have.
I appreciate
and
it.
then,
Yep.
and who was driving, whose Camaro was it?
Yeah, I got a theory on the Camaro. I mean, and I don't know this. Obviously, there were a lot of other people staying, boosters, friends, family staying at the hotel. So I'm guessing it was a friend or a family or somebody that they knew. Somebody, at the hotel wasn't a player. And I think it's pretty made clear by now it wasn't a player who was driving a Camaro, but obviously it was somebody they knew. So.
Yeah, I don't think that guys going to a gunfight are not going to be armed when they're going to a gunfight.
No, I understand. All right, Felix, appreciate you. A couple things there. I don't know that I can go with the assumption that they would be armed. I would like to believe that the cops would have checked to see if anybody else was armed. JJ, have you heard anybody else make the assumption before that, the allegation, with any sort of weight behind it, that those three players were also armed?
No.
I'm not. I think that'd be an assumption. Felix, I understand where you would go with that, and I don't know that I can sit here and undeniably say you're 100% wrong. I just think that would be an assumption, and you need to prove that before you would want to punish them for that. Let me make something very clear. On my statement yesterday, look, you are taught, you just isn't, I mean, any one of us, if I had got a call in the middle of the night, I'd have gone out and my guy says, I'm shot, come help me, I'd have gone out. It's easy to sit here after the fact and say they should have called the coach and they should have called the police. And you're making a snap decision. You're a 19, 20-year-old kid in an emotional state in the middle of the night, and your buddy calls you and he's shot. It's really easy to
But
sit
they've
here
left
and
him
think, yeah, no, I understand that. I understand.
So things changed once they got there.
Okay, you're right.
They took the weapon.
Again, it's easy to sit here after the fact and think through it.
But you just said you go to save your friend, and they left him there.
Yeah, they left him there. Right.
And that's the part where it kind of changes for me, is they're not like, oh my gosh, how do we handle this? They made the decision
To take this stuff. and
take the stuff
Yeah,
and
I
then
get
leave.
it. I get it. But I'm trying to explain where I was yesterday before I did that. Yeah, I get it.
And that was shocking to me, because I think we kind of all assumed that they were there, took him in, and man, that's when it just starts to get messy for everyone involved.
William, you want to talk about Brittany Griner? Hi, William.
Good morning. Yes, I had read that the government was trying to get Paul Whelan and Griner released for at least weeks. And then at some point, I think, what are we to do? Are we to just leave them both there if they don't want to release both? Or do we take what we can get? And I feel for Paul Whelan and his family, and I think he needs to get released. But I don't know. I think working on getting what we can get is better than nothing.
That's kind of what JJ was saying. Yeah. All right, William, appreciate you. Thanks. Yeah, that's where you were going, right? I mean, it's like, okay, they're not giving you Paul Whelan. Do you want Brittany for this guy or not? This is what they're not budgeting on this. Do you want her back or not? And this is the cost. And I know that there's some of you who are saying that no, it's not worth it. We're not going to give up a terrorist for a basketball player who went over and did something like that. And okay, I mean, if that's how you feel. Obviously, that's not how the government feels, the president feels. And I understand it, because it's not an even trade, right? You're not getting a starting quarterback for a starting quarterback, so to speak, right? To your point, she's an American, and we went and got an American home. I got to believe you feel she's wrongfully detained. Even those of you who are saying, and I understand this, she committed a crime in a foreign country, and it's their rules, it's their laws. You're right. But even when you're there on that side, don't you believe that 9 years in a labor camp for under a gram of hashish oil is severe? It almost feels like the 9-10 months she served is about right. But, I mean, if you're not there, you're not going to get there. Get back to the phones, 505-246-0610. I know Marty wants to talk about New Mexico State. Aggies lose last night, 66-65 at Santa Clara. And Obviously, with everything else going on, many of you want to continue to have that conversation. We're here for that. Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30. We'll talk college football with him from CBS Sports. Give away New Mexico Bowl tickets after we talk to him. Business owners, you get it. Your computers, your network, your remote access, it's vital to how business operates, and now hackers threaten everything about your business. ABQ IT provides state-of-the-art cybersecurity, and more business owners realize that's a necessary part of protecting your data. ABQ IT created a business model that gives you peace of mind, knowing your system is secure. They watch for any activity that's malicious. They protect your operation, keep it working efficiently, and they do it at one predictable cost. So do you currently get several bills per month, one from the internet provider, one from a cybersecurity company, another when you buy new equipment? Not anymore. ABQ IT has no hourly rate, no labor billing, no hidden fees, no out-of-scope charges. Your rate will be predictable and will not change. Business owners get a free assessment from ABQ IT, and don't worry about computer problems again. Visit them online at abq-it.com. That's abq-it.com.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Dream Star
your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serve.
But it is 5:30 prime time on ABC kickoff next Saturday, BYU and SMU. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Adolph, good to hear you. What's happening?
Hey, morning.
Morning.
Hey, yeah, I was just as I'm driving here, I was thinking about Brittany Griner and that entire situation. And there was no way that the other gentleman, Paul Whelan, was going to be released, because the Russians will hold him until the next opportunity where again they can, have the upper hand.
Sure.
And I was thinking, since I've been to a number of countries chasing the Formula One racing circuit around the world, that when I was in Singapore, and I distinctly remember on the aircraft as it was on final approach to the airport in Singapore, that on the intercom system they came on and said that if you even have chewing gum on your person or in your luggage, that's not going to go over well. That it is totally against the law, Singaporean law, to have chewing gum.
Really?
Yes. And they were serious.
And if you do,
in jail,
and it's punishable by what? What is the sentence for that? 9 years in a labor camp?
They never went to. They didn't go into the sentence. And I made certain that I had absolutely nothing that could be considered contraband on my person or in my luggage. But again, I knew about this because I always go to the State Department website and get that kind of information when I'm flying overseas. And I don't care what country it is, because I recognize that once you leave United States airspace,
you have no rights.
You no longer have the constitutional protections of this country.
That's right.
No, it's their country, their rules.
That's right.
And yeah, I just.
But all that said,
yeah.
and I appreciate that. And that said, she broke their law, and so there was going to be a punishment. I think when we come down, I think you agree, 9 years is harsh, and she served her 10 months, and that almost, if that's right. But to the point, it's their rules. If they say it's 9 years, if that's what they give Svetlana, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. There was a young teenager who was vandalizing cars years ago in Singapore. Okay, he got flogged for that. It's their country, it's their rules.
Yeah. All right.
So
how do you feel about
that's
this? I mean,
where I'm at on that.
so how do you feel
I'm
about this?
sorry?
How do you feel about the swap?
That particular arms dealer, believe me, he is very valuable to Russia because of the intelligence that he knows with regard to the United States Defense Department. Okay? They want that guy back because of what he already knows. So they definitely, this was essentially like getting a first-round draft choice for nothing. For nothing. Brittany has no intelligence that Russia is concerned about.
what I've been saying.
But they need that guy back and the secrets that he knows that this country has. Anyway,
Appreciate
I've
you,
talked
Adolph.
enough.
Yeah, appreciate you. See you. I mean, that's kind of, he's so 100% right.
Well, along those lines, then we got to stop talking about Paul Whelan.
For trading Paul Whelan back,
Yeah.
right?
Like if you're
Well,
gonna say just deal with it.
along those lines, if,
Yeah.
if that's the only factor, yeah, but it's not, right? Because you go to your point, he's an American too, just like she is. He doesn't have two leagues of people out on their platform every day saying free Paul Whelan for whatever he's held for. And again, I don't know what Paul Whelan did. I've heard people tell me, Paul Whelan probably might have been a spy. Ex-Marines don't just retire in Russia. What was he doing over there? They got him, and maybe he is. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know. Our guys can probably be guilty just like theirs can too. And we think this Victor Bout is one of the most dangerous people around. So would that be a fair trade? Yeah, probably, right? If you're looking fair trade. But to your point, he's an American too. He's a former Marine. He's an American. If he was working for America and over there and got caught.
That's not my point is, how do you want to talk about this? To Adolf, he's saying, yes, we gave up a very bad person.
Yeah.
But they have laws. She should be doing the time. Well, then if you're following that, same exact thing besides Paul Whelan.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are we coming down on?
Right. And there's one wrongfully detained and one not. And again, I don't know what Paul Whelan did or didn't do. I know what he's accused of doing. I know what he's been convicted in Russia of doing. But I don't know. I mean, was he wrongfully detained? I don't know.
And I hope that, and I believe that the Griner family is not going to go back on their word, that they are going to be vocal about this moving forward.
I hope she wears free Paul Whelan shirts and that sort of thing. Yeah.
I don't think that they would not follow through on that.
It's going to be interesting because there's going to be a lot of focus, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of spotlight
Because
on Brittany and how she, what she
since
does.
Brittany was, and this is the space we're in too, but people are going to be talking about preferential treatment, this or that. We all forgot about it. Once she was sent on and the headlines moved on.
We forgot about it. We just didn't talk about it every day.
We weren't saying, free Paul Whelan every day. So that's the reality of it.
The only reason we know about Paul Whelan is because of Brittany.
Yeah. For the majority of people in this story. And then I do believe, though, that that will be more mainstream, whatever Brittany Griner decides to do, if she continues to play in the WNBA, if she's using that platform.
I'd love for her to use her platform for this now.
I believe they will.
And
they have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
I really hope they do. I really, really hope they do. All right. Talk college football when we come back. Jerry Palm from CBS Sports is going to be with us. Get about the CFP. Did they get it right? Do you like the matchups, bowl matchups? What do you like? Some of the. I wonder what he feels about Deion going to Colorado. We'll talk about all that when we come back with Jerry, and then we'll give away 2 tickets to that New Mexico Bowl. Hey, winter weather is brutal on your vehicle. Winter weather's coming quickly. Before the weather hits, call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them come to you wherever it's convenient, whenever it's convenient. They'll come out and detail your vehicle and get it ready for winter. So what does that mean? Wherever, whatever. You're busy, I'm busy. They have come to me at the office. So I don't know where their office is. It doesn't matter. They know where I am. And so while I'm in the office and I'm working, they are out in the parking lot. They are too. And then I go outside and my vehicle looks and feels and smells like the day I took it off the lot. Brand spanking new look and smell under the hood, around the rims, under the seats. It's wonderful. And it's fun to drive again. Ask them about ceramic coating. They apply it by hand. It's the best way to protect your vehicle and its paint. They offer a lifetime warranty, and they offer a 10% discount for our military. And On the Spot Automotive Detailing is a great holiday gift. Everyone will love this. Call, schedule your appointment, or get your gift card today. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859, or online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at...
That's like regular season. That's this weekend, and then we go into bowl season starting next Friday. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Going to give away 2 tickets to go see SMU and BYU in New Mexico Bowl. Again, 5:30 primetime on ABC kickoff. I know that it was out there. It was 12:15 for a long time. The flex came earlier this week, so keep in mind, bring that extra layer in beanie. But 5:30 on ABC primetime, New Mexico Bowl, SMU and BYU. Let's talk about the playoff, and let's talk about the bowls, and let's talk about news that kind of usurped all of that. He is the guru over at CBSSports.com, who you read every day. Good morning, Jerry Palm. How you living?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
We're well, thank you. Hey, I want to start with this before we get into matchups. Prime time in Colorado. Surprised that was where he landed. How do you feel about that whole thing with Deion taking the job at Colorado?
Well, I wouldn't have guessed that if you were going to give me a list of places where he might land. I don't think I would have picked that one. But, it's a bold move by Colorado. It was going to be a bold move wherever he landed, right? Look, you're Colorado. You're 1-11. Your program's it's a sinkhole at the moment. What's the downside? If you're, other than you've invested a lot of money in it,
yeah.
And if it doesn't work, that's a downside. But I think it's great that they took that chance. And it may not be much of a chance. I mean, he may be pretty successful. Who knows?
I don't even know what the chance is.
But it would be unreasonable to expect immediate rousing success like he had at Jackson State, because the level of competition is going to be a little bit different.
I don't even know that I think it's that much of a chance. You're already, as you said, you're already down. You're 1-11. You're at the bottom of that league, and you need to do something to shake it up.
And you haven't been anything for a while. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since Colorado was relevant. And at least for now, Colorado's very relevant. I mean, they're going to get a lot of conversation these next couple of years, at the very least.
You know who I thought might have taken a swing at him? And I know you're going to initially, because my initial was it's not big enough, but was UNLV. Because of the venue, because of the market, I thought maybe they would take a big swing at it. But this all makes sense from the Colorado.
I guess we
side.
don't know that they did.
Yeah, I guess we don't. Jerry Palm's with us. All right, you satisfied with the playoff and how it all played out and the seedings and everything?
Yeah, I don't think it could have happened any other way.
That's right.
It was
like
really the
year.
only way it had to be those 4 teams, and it had to be that order.
It worked again.
I'm not going to say they didn't discuss it much, because they discussed a lot. But it was, there was never a glimmer of hope for Alabama, and I thought it was ridiculous that people kept talking about Alabama.
I agree with you.
It was insulting to TCU that people talked about Alabama. And if the name on the front of their jersey is Oklahoma, we're not having that conversation at all.
That's right.
Jerry, what do you think of the Heisman finalists, and should we just make the trophy a statue of a quarterback?
Not a bad idea. It's been a quarterback for a long time. It's pretty rare you get a non-quarterback in that position anymore, in the Heisman Trophy race anymore. And it's too bad. But it's become a quarterback's game. The offenses have developed so that the quarterback is, even more important than before. You've got a lot of passing offenses, and fewer that depend on the ground game to the extent that a running back could really, take over the Heisman race. My only problem with the Heisman result is that Stetson Bennett's in there. And I say that without meaning to disparage him. But if I had a Heisman ballot, I wouldn't go 10 deep before I got to Stetson Bennett. I'd go further. I'd go at least 10 deep is what I meant to say. Before I got to Stetson Bennett, it would never have crossed my mind. Not that he's a bad player. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. But one of the top 4? No, he's not.
Who do you think got left out? Who would you rather see in there?
Hendon Hooker is the one that jumps to mind, who obviously missed the last game in half a quarter because of an injury. But he had a spectacular season. He was, in fact, first-team All-SEC at quarterback. But I think there were some running backs that merited consideration as well. Robinson from Texas, Corum from Michigan, another guy who missed the end of the season because of an injury. Chase Young at Illinois. I would have put Bo Nix ahead of Stetson Bennett. It's a long list. I would have put Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, I think, on his own team ahead of him.
That's fair.
Hey, Jay, Caleb Williams last year, of course, was a transfer. He comes from Oklahoma to USC. I know it's so early in the portal. There's like a million players in it right now. But
I've already been in it twice.
I
went in, came back out, went back in.
And you still have 7 years left to play in college football. Is there a name that's jumped out as, this could be one of those guys that explodes next year?
In the transfer portal?
Yeah.
Honestly, no clue. The Texas A&M wide receiver, the number 1 player, I think, in the last recruiting class, just went into the portal today. That's a guy in the right situation that could be explosive. But, there's so many people in the portal. I haven't even had time to think about it.
JJ just talked about SC, and you mentioned the West. I think the whole West Coast was rooting for SC. Even my friends were UCLA fans. They said, I got to pull for those guys because it was the only hope for the Western United States, and SC just forgot how to tackle. I know.
Okay, let's be fair. SC never really did know how to
fair
tackle.
Enough. No, fair. Okay, how about this? They just didn't tackle.
Thrived on turnovers.
Yeah, they just didn't tackle.
But that's not what they do.
Well, that was stunning, though. That was stunning. Utah not only beat them, but just slapped them around. It was a big moment for West Coast football.
It was, and Caleb Williams getting hurt changed the USC offense. His mobility is so important to what they do, and his escapability. And it just, once he got hurt and was not able to escape, it changed. That really changed the game because now they didn't have enough firepower to make up for their defense.
You mentioned the Final Four, the CFP, and it's the only way it could be. And I think we've been doing this for a lot of years, and you've been gracing us with your time for a long time. And I think almost every year they got it right. It came down to that's how it had to be. That's how it had to be. And we're going to go. We got one more year of four teams. And then we're going to go to 12. And I've kind of looked at it, and I know you have, as we extend it out. It's probably not going to be as cut and dry when we go to 12, which is fine. I mean, you have a different set. You have pluses and minuses. But the system worked again, didn't it?
Yeah, and you're right. It will be less cut and dry when we go to 12 because the further you go down this list, the more similarities you have among the teams you're looking at. So that'll be a different thing once we go to 12, and also the fact that you've got the top 6 conference champions are automatic qualifiers, and the top 4 of those are byes. Is going to be interesting as well. For example, had Purdue won the Big Ten this year, there's no question in my mind they still missed the playoff.
As Big Ten
because I don't think they're going to get any higher than Tulane in the rankings. They were unranked entering that game. So now, and that's, by the way, an example of why all of these conferences are scrapping division, because they don't want to be in that situation where a major upset could leave their champion out of the playoff.
Yeah. All right, lastly, go around and look at the other bowl games. Anything jump off the page to you? Because I think there's some really, really fun matchups in bowl games.
Yeah, I do too. I think you've got a good one. BYU should, kind of finish the year on a down, and SMU. But I think you could end up with a pretty fun, high-scoring game there.
BYU won 3 in a row. SMU's won 4 of their last 5. They're both scoring points. And then I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I know it's a different network, but I'm kind of pumped about that prime time. We're never going to get that again, I don't think.
I'm sure.
It's an unbelievable opportunity.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Rose Bowl. I always do. Yeah. Penn State is looking for their best win of the season by a lot. Penn State, unfortunately for them, playing in the Big Ten, didn't beat Ohio State, didn't beat Michigan, didn't play a ranked opponent other than that. And their best win of the season is still the Week 1 win at Purdue. So the Rose Bowl, of course, is highly motivating anyway, but I think Penn State's going to be fired up to try and get, their first real quality win of the season. And, of course, Utah lost a dramatic game last year and will be looking to finally finish that job. So that should be a fun, really competitive game. And I'm really curious to see the USC Tulane game in the Cotton Bowl, because Tulane's going to be fired up. No doubt. And I wonder if USC's heart is going to be in that game. I agree with that. But I think that Notre Dame, South Carolina could be fun. The Holiday Bowl figures to be played as a basketball score. So if you like points, that might be your game. North Carolina and Oregon.
What did you think of? Were you surprised New Mexico State got the waiver from the NCAA?
No.
Because there was room, right? Because there was room?
What surprised me was kind of how it worked. I mean, my understanding was they didn't even have to beat Valparaiso. They still would have gotten into a bowl. Of course, they did beat Valparaiso, so it doesn't really matter. But, I'm not surprised that they got that waiver. Yeah. And congratulations, you're going to Detroit.
Well, they're the only game on that day, bowl game, and they get to play in an NFL stadium. And you know what?
That should be fun.
It's the fifth ever.
That's an underrated bowl because everybody thinks, well, you're in Detroit. That's actually, but that's an underrated bowl, and it'll be fun for them because they don't get to go to bowls very often. So, I'm sure that they don't care entirely.
All right. JJ, I'll talk to you next week. I'll be out for bowl stuff. I'll catch up with you the week after. But thank you for the time. Read them every day over on CBSSports.com. Follow them on the Twitter. It's at JP Palm CBS. Have a great weekend, Jerry.
All right, thanks. You guys too.
Be well. Jerry Palm, CBSSports.com. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a trivia question. And whoever the first answer, 505-246-0610, will win the 2 tickets to the New Mexico Bowl. You need both of these. You need not just one, you need them both. There have been 2 head coaches who have won the New Mexico Bowl twice. There's been 16 New Mexico Bowls. Who are those 2 coaches? 505-246-0610. Let A. Marie know. She'll give you tickets. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell you about IPS, International Protective Service, because they watch my home. And they have for years. Private security. Bad guys are out there. Bad guys are out there in big numbers. Good guys' numbers are dwindling. That's why I call IPS. Highly trained armed guards, 24-hour patrols. They come by my home every day. I see them on the security cameras every day. They're there. And when I go away, they pick up garbage. They roll the garbage cans to the curb and back. They pick up any packages that are left. If I need to pick up newspapers or mail, they'll do that as well. They look out for what you've worked so hard to build. You've worked hard on your business. You've worked hard on your home. Your family obviously is important. Protect what's important to you and call IPS. International Protective Service at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or IPSglobal.com. Who are the 2 coaches, head coaches, who have won New Mexico Bowl twice? You can get 2 tickets. 505-246-0610.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers, they maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
So I didn't think that one was that hard. Everybody called in and they got half the answer. All right, so we didn't get the tickets.
And they were like, no, like they were convinced that.
All right, so we'll give away the tickets to the caller number, whatever, at the end of this segment. So the question was, two coaches in New Mexico Bowl's 16-year history have won, two head coaches have won the game twice. Who are they? And so a lot of people got Rocky Long, correct?
Yes.
He won.
Everyone-
He won with New Mexico and at San Diego State. The other one was Rich Rodriguez, who's currently the head coach at Jacksonville State, who was at Michigan and West Virginia and Arizona, and he won the game twice at Arizona. They beat Nevada 49-48, and then 3 years later came back and beat New Mexico. Bob Davie was up there a couple of times, right? People said. But
Yes, Bob Davie. Yep.
you heard Danny Gonzalez. once?
And I heard Danny Gonzalez.
All right, so we'll give them away at the end of this. I got a bunch more on Brittany and your reaction to this. I will read it to you. Stigler sent me a text when you were talking to Jerry Palm, JJ, about the quarterback trophy, and he said Devontae Smith won the Heisman 2 years ago.
He did.
He did. He said it's definitely quarterback heavy, but it hasn't been a long time since a non-quarterback won it.
But when you look at, it's not just that. Outside of Devontae Smith, it's few and far between that anyone other than a skill position player gets invited.
Well, absolutely. I don't know that any.
Aiden Hutchinson
Yeah.
was there, Michigan defensive end. But I think Jerry has a point on Stetson Bennett. And he's a solid quarterback
But you don't think
that's
he should
leading
be
a
there?
good team, but the best player is probably the defensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, but he's the quarterback. You go Bryce Young last year quarterback, and then Devontae Smith, and before that, quarterback. So it was Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry, running back, won it in 2015. Marcus Medioca, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Robert Griffin III, Cam Newton, running back 2009, Mark Ingram, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush vacated in 2005, Matt Leinart, Jason White, Carson Palmer, Eric Crouch, Chris Wenke, running back. So about every fifth, sixth year, a running back or a receiver win it, right? Ron Dane in 1999. Ricky Williams won the year before. Wow, we had a 3-year run with non-quarterbacks. 97, Charles Woodson, the only defensive player ever. 98, Ricky Williams, running back. 99, Ron Dane. All right, let's give them away, man. You want to just make it easy?
Call number 7.
Caller 7, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Caller 7, you get that pair of tickets. It's a 5:30 start, New Mexico Bowl on the 17th, BYU and SMU. Call them now, courtesy of your good friend A. Marie at 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers, they maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
The station, even if they're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
All right, so that now you got a winner, right? Now you got winners? I watched that phone bank light up.
Yes, it's still going.
Am I asking too much to like ask a question?
No, I like trivia.
All right, I got 2 questions for tomorrow.
I mean, come on.
Well,
If I know about asking questions.
I got one for you, by the way.
Do name 3 players tomorrow.
I kind of got to name 3 players for you, actually.
Okay, awesome.
It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, come on in. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Brittany Griner has been released from a Russian labor camp. Prisoner swap. Her wife, Sherelle, was at the White House this morning, press conference with President Biden and Vice President Harris. And it was a 1-for-1 prisoner swap. Victor Bout, what is he, the messenger? What is it? The merchant of death. The merchant of death, the arms dealer, was sent back to Russia, and Brittany has been sent home, and you're certainly reacting to that. We can get in on the NFL tonight. Aggies lose on the road last night. Basketball 66-65 without the 4 players who were, all suspended. They had a shot at the end. Chandra Washington hits a runner, but he took a 2.
3 steps.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know what he was thinking. Yeah, they were down by 3 with no time on the last shot, and great shot, great runner.
Where is everyone sitting? Because even the announcer was like, it's a 3-point shot.
I know. I don't even know what that guy was thinking. It wasn't even close. I'm sitting in my house going, Wait, what? That wasn't even close. Yeah, it was a nice shot, but it was about 4 feet too
Runner
close.
in the lane, and it's like you're down 3.
I know. All right, so you can get in on that too. Lowell women win last night. 71-61 over Abilene Christian at the pit. JJ was on the call for that. 505-246-0610. Let's go, Rudy. Hello.
There's so much to talk about, so little time.
Go.
So I was listening to Swami Palm. I think that's what we call him from now on.
All right.
The Palmster,
Yeah.
Palmmeister, whatever.
Yeah.
Divisions are dead. I think for all sports. You know, I mean, you keep looking at, if you want the best matchups with the best teams, you get your best teams in there, and instead you play in divisions. What if Purdue would have beat Michigan?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, boy, if Purdue would have beaten Michigan, would TCU have been out? I mean, is that what would have happened? Oh, TCU's in the 4 slot? Or no, TCU's in the 3, right?
3.
So you would have had the same 4 teams. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you would have the same 4 teams.
So losing means nothing on the biggest week of the season, which is your championship. So I think going to divisions for all sports, you know, somebody was arguing because they're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. You can't break up divisions. To have Tampa Bay make the playoffs this year with a losing record in their division, but they're the division champions, makes absolutely no sense. When you have Philadelphia and now Washington's looking good and Dallas in the NFC East and even the New York Giants, they're probably better than all those teams, aren't they?
Arguably, yeah.
I don't know how World Cup's seeded because I don't know that much about the World Cup, but it seems like they try to at least seed the thing where if you're the best team in the world, you get that recognition and you go from there. So that's just my argument. Listening to everybody this morning, I don't agree with divisions anymore. I don't think they serve any purpose.
Okay, got it. All right, is that it?
Now,
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
no, because I'm really excited about the matchup. 17 years I've been doing this on the board, and I've got to meet all the coaches. I couldn't even get the answer right. I whiffed on Rich Rodriguez. But I think it's a great matchup. It's been moved to national TV. You get to have a true cocktail hour before the game.
Yes.
What could be better, Jeff? I hope people rally, and I hope ticket sales go through the roof the next 7 days, because this is a great game, and it's not going to be that bad. Go get hand warmers. I stopped by Walmart. You can pick up 100 hand warmers for $15.
Share them with some
and
friends.
you can pass them out to your friends.
Yeah. Share them with the staff.
Absolutely. We'll see you out there. Looking forward to it next week. I always love bowl week.
That's great. All right, Rudy, appreciate you. Thanks. He might not be wrong on divisions, and college football is getting rid of divisions. You think the NFL does? I don't.
I don't think they'll ever get rid of divisions. I think that you should not be awarded a higher playoff seed just because you won a division, like we see in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But if
In the
you're
NFL.
going to play divisions, you have to weight it a little bit that way. But I would be fine if we didn't have divisions, but there's still the traditional rivals, playing twice, and most of the conferences still means a lot to the fan base. But I would like best record gets higher seed, but you can still get in if you win a division, if you're going to play.
Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Being a Green Bay fan, I'm a division guy. I love playing Chicago twice a year, the Vikings twice a year. Not so much the Lions, but, I love it, I guess, because it pads our record, but I like that. I'm old school in that. Maybe it's not fair Tampa Bay makes it in, but, that's just how it is. Some years the NFC East is the worst division, most of the time. So, it's just a little flip-flop.
That's right.
But I do have to say, on the story of the day, Jeff, I think that's the worst trade in WNBA history.
I see what you did there. All right.
It's gonna really piss people off, and I think that's probably why Russia did it. Because I think for a huge portion of people that think it's not fair. Which, that's probably the number one thing we try to teach our kids. because that's a hard lesson to learn in life.
Yeah, there's a number
Because
of
a
lessons.
lot of times in life, things happen that ain't fair, right?
Yep. I mean, every day, I promise you, every day stuff happens that's not fair. Yes.
And sometimes we get lucky. I mean, things happen in our individual lives. You're like, dang, man, how'd that happen?
Yeah, no, I got
It shouldn't have.
Yeah, sometimes not being fair goes your way. Yes.
Yeah, so, but I can see how people are going to be really ticked off about it. But I'll tell you, I bet you her 2 years, whatever it was total, right? A year and a half. I don't know what the total was.
That she
It was
served?
probably not pleasant.
I think it was 10 months, yeah.
Probably not pleasant.
No, I'm sure it was miserable.
So it's over now, I guess. The merchant of death lives. You know what? Capitalism always wins, Jeffrey. See? Can't believe it.
See you, Jess.
But have a great day.
Later.
Thanks.
What kind of endorsements do you think she gets out of this? I mean, I was just thinking 3 steps ahead. I'm not. I mean, she's going to get. Will she be more sought after now for endorsements than she might have been a year ago? She's certainly
Brittany
more
Griner
known.
for life insurance?
Well, I don't know. I mean, just anything. I mean, if you're selling something, I don't care if you're selling Kias or you're selling
We'll
life
get
insurance or you're selling Lululemon.
attention, but
I mean, she is as well known now as more so than any female athlete on the planet right now, right? Whether now
She will be, if not.
But is it a risk? I mean, are you making
I
a
mean,
political?
business,
Are you making
it
a,
is political
Are you making a political
already
statement
for
if
people.
she has you endorse your product? You are, right? So maybe they stay away from it. I don't know. There's
Or they
plenty
will.
of companies who are willing to make that statement and say, look, we welcomed home an American hero. Now, is she a hero? I don't know what she did to be a hero. But there will be something. I firmly believe that. 505-246-0610. Robert, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, you guys. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Today?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, so I just want to talk a little bit about them Celtics, man. My team, follow them big time. Earlier this week, you had a gentleman talking about Luka. Don't get me wrong, I love Luka. That kid is incredible. A few games ago, my Celtics faced up against Luka, and the one-on-one matchups, Tatum and Luka, it was incredible to watch, you guys. I do have to say I am a Celtics guy, but Tatum got the better of those one-on-one matches. His defense, his height. There was a point in time when Luka crossed him over. Tatum came back and got the block from behind. I mean, it was just incredible. And then when you watch the game, you see Luka kind of avoiding Tatum's defense with the switches and stuff. How about them Celtics last night, you guys? Wow.
Another one.
You guys see that?
So for people who are not watching, the Celtics have the best record in the NBA.
it was like 96-52 at one point in that game.
Last night?
It was unbelievable.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. 21-5.
And you know, I watch every dribble, you guys,
Hey,
for
let me ask you
years
this,
and
man.
years and years.
So I want to ask you this because as much of a Celtic fan as you obviously are, Robert, when the whole Ume Udoka thing went down and you're like, oh man, it's right before the season, we're going down the bench, we're bringing on a young guy who's never been head coach before, we went to the finals last year, holy bleep, like, what was your thought when that went down? And because I'm going to guess it's a whole lot different than you're feeling right now at 21-5.
Honestly, it didn't bother me, honestly, because I really don't think the coach has that much with this group of guys.
No.
I mean, this is the same team we've had for pretty much the last 5 years, you know. So it really didn't bother me either way. Udoka, I thought, you know, his success was the team, if that makes any sense. And same thing with this new coach. It's more of the team than it is the coach, in my opinion. So honestly, I don't even really bother me. It didn't either way. So I'm just glad they're doing well.
Right on.
Last year at this time, I was pulling my hair out, you know, just being 500 and these
Yeah,
games that were
then you
winning
went to
these
the
close
finals.
games, we lost them last year.
Yeah, but then you
So
went to the
it's
finals.
just incredible. And it's early in the season, so, you know, knock on wood, hopefully this continues, you know.
All right, man, enjoy it. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, you guys. Have a great day.
Later. I mean, enjoy it, right?
The Boston Celtics are on pace to have the best offense in NBA history. The
Say that
efficient-
again.
They're on
that's a
pace
statement.
to have the best offense in NBA history.
It's insane.
The efficiency numbers, what they've done. Jason Tatum, he's in that group. When you talk about best players in the league, who you're starting your team with, he is in that conversation. Jaylen Brown has developed into an unbelievable number 2, a legit scorer. That front office is one of the best in the NBA. Tatum, Brown, draft picks. The development of Marcus Smart on that team. Robert Williams isn't even playing right now. They bring back Al Horford, veteran presence. Malcolm Brogdon was an absolute steal to add him to the rotation. They're stacked, they're loaded. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Statement, man. Then it's probably a true statement. All right, 505-246-0610. You're continuing to send all kinds of stuff on the Brittany Griner situation. She has been released from prison labor camp, right? In Russia. She's on her way home. Viktor Bout, the merchant of death, is back with the Russians. You've got a lot of feelings about that, and we'll continue to read them at 505-246-0610. Holiday season's here. Yeah, how are you guys on? When do you do your shopping, by the way? Like, I do mine after bull season. Although, if yeah, you know how I am,
I'm
right?
pretty much done.
God bless you. All
I
right.
start early.
Yeah, I should, and I don't. Are you done?
I need
No.
a Christmas tree.
Do you really? We got a new one this year.
Yeah, do you get a real one?
No.
See, we go get a real one, so I'm waiting.
No, because of the lifestyle right now, I
Yeah,
check out of the
it's
house.
crazy for you.
My family takes over. Let me just put up something that I don't have to attend to, right? I got something that stashes in the garage, and but we did. We bought.
so nice.
Addie and I, we were talking about the Christmas tree. Probably it was in October, and my mom was here, and she's like, "Dad," because we bought it. We bought it when I got divorced. Addie was a year and a half old. Right? So she's 16 and a half. So it's gone 15, 16 Christmases. It probably wasn't the best. Anyway, she's like, "Dad, we need a new tree." And so we
That's awesome.
we went online and bought a new tree that night. So it's our first Christmas was our new tree. Oh, and it's all
So cute.
But she likes it. Her little thing is this is her thing. I'll show you the picture, but she likes the cotton, and she just puts little snow all over. So we decorate the tree, we put all the ornaments on, and then she goes around with the cotton, with the little snow, and she meticulously places it on the branches. And I'll show it to you. It's her little
wait.
thing, and like Audra says, that's not really a thing. And I'm like, well, you know what?
It's her
Kind of
thing.
is.
It's her thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. Anyway, holiday season's here. You're going down your list. Don't forget you. You're taking care of everybody else. Make sure you look better and feel better. Get a hold of New Mail and deal with some of the stuff that you've got to deal with, fellas and ladies. If you're dealing with hair loss, thinning hair, call New Mail. They utilize state-of-the-art, clinically proven ways to regrow your hair. Professionals that walk you through the options, and then you choose what's best for you, whether it be platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss. You will regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants that produce natural-looking results in less than a week, and there's no linear scarring. Men, ladies, call New Mail at 505-652-1688. That's area code 505-652-1688, or online at newmail, NUMALE.com. And if you're dealing with things like fatigue, depression, weight gain, fellas, even erectile dysfunction, New Mail can help you with industry-leading testosterone replacement. Feel better, look better. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688 or online at newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family,
Is how you're getting into us today. You're talking about the Brittany Griner situation. She was released, and we're talking about the Aggies last night, the Aggies overall. We're going to the phones here in a minute, but I stole this from you for a second. Mandy's here from, what were you, like the promotions and KRST, and Mandy runs this place.
I'm a little bit of everything.
Runs it.
I mean, so got a big thing going on today and tomorrow over on KRST, and I'm going to be on KRST at 10 o'clock. I stole your paper, is that all right?
That's fine. I got to catch my breath from running back in here.
We're raising money for St. Jude. And what the radio stations do for St. Jude's Children's Hospital and the research every year is become bigger and bigger and amazing and amazing. And let people know what's going on, because I want, if you can, I mean, whether it's a $19 monthly pledge or whatever you can, Mandy, let people know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
So we are helping out the kids of St. Jude. St. Jude is a wonderful place because it shares all of its studies with everyone. So you say, like, why am I going to donate to somebody in Memphis, you know, a hospital that's in Memphis? Well, the research comes right back here to Albuquerque. So we've had some patients here, and they get treatment here, and they get all of that info from St. Jude. So it's a huge blessing to have all that info and get that from them at St. Jude.
We're going to ask you when you come over to KRST, and the frequency on KRST, if people are not familiar, is if, you know, during a commercial here, you want to spin down the dial. No. Well, on your other radio, how about that? On your other radio.
Well, we're also live streaming, so, you know, you can see us live streaming too.
So how do people listen to KRST?
And 92.3 KRST, and you can also go to 923krst.com to become a partner in Hope. We really want to get these partners in Hope. It's $19 a month. And you get this really cool, this shirt
It is
saves
really cool.
lives.
This shirt saves lives.
Yes, and they're new this year, so even if you're like, oh, I have one from the years past, no, you don't. You even got this new blue one.
I saw Dita in the hall. I said, how does the shirt save lives? Well, okay, when we auction off with someone really cool in it.
Yes.
But that's it. All right. The number, if you want to get in now, 1-800-976-9793. We come by. I'm going to do some time over on KRST at 10 o'clock this morning, right when we get off the air here. get in on the This Shirt Saves Lives campaign for $19 a month, and just help them out. What they're doing is great things, and it's a really special day around our radio station. The energy around here, it's 2 days, isn't it? It's today and tomorrow that you guys will be doing this.
Yes.
All right, good luck with this. Appreciate you coming by. 92.3 FM KRST or 92.3 KRST.com. Go by and give them a listen, and I thank you in advance for helping, because each year we set record numbers in what we're doing, and it's really kind of cool. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in here. I love that the radio stations are doing that.
Unbelievable what they do during this.
Well, and the manpower, the hours, it's insanity. All right, let's go. Bruin James, how's Cali? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you,
Just calling about. I'm kind of a couple days behind, but I see the Nick Saban thing, and it's kind of BS because he's sitting there. He's sitting there saying we deserve to be in the playoff because we're Alabama. Come on, man! You lost 2 games.
Well, if you want to put the best teams on it, would we be favored against TCU? That's his job, James. You know that. If you want to blame anybody for that, blame the networks for putting him on. Blame the networks. Everybody put him on and let him make his case. But he is Nick Saban, and he has won 1 million national championships, and they are Alabama. But the bottom line is, I think you and me and probably him, well, maybe not him, all agree they got it right. They did the right thing. They did lose 2 games, and they're out.
Yeah, and the thing is, TCU, what that was Mexico, and they did all their due diligence, won all their games, and then, all of a sudden, they can't be in because they're not Alabama. That's not right. I mean, if you do all your due diligence, you win your games, you do what they say, you play a decent schedule, and
the
then
system
you
worked.
get in.
And the system worked. And the system worked. He can say everything he wants. It's his job now. It's his job to go out and make his point. And when they give him that forum, they give him that platform, he went out and he made his case. And the bottom line is they did the right thing. So it all worked out.
All right, guys.
See you later. I mean, if you want to get mad at someone, I saw him on every game, and he was doing the same thing, and good for him. And that's his job. Like, he's supposed to do that. Why does he get paid $11 million a year to have him in that position every year, and then to go out and campaign like that? Affleck.
And they didn't get into the playoffs.
So everything worked out kind of the way it was supposed to be, right? Yeah. All right, Hondo. I don't feel too sorry for Brittany Griner. Jeff, this is the kind of crap Hollywood thinks people eat up. Never a worry about money again with the upcoming movie and book deals. Fair enough. I mean, look, let's be honest about this. Like, she endured something, and you're going to tell me she broke the law, and she did. You're going to listen to her story. I want to hear what happens in a Russian labor camp. I do. I mean, I'm interested in hearing her story. Will she get paid for the book deal and the movie deal? Yeah, she will. I don't know who's going to play Brittany Griner in this story. But yeah, this is a movie, and we'll probably watch it, right? I don't know if anybody's feeling sorry for her. I get the emotion and the real anger on one side and the real joy on the other, and I think the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. Text line. How many people would have died because BG stayed in prison? How many people could still die because the merchant of death is now free? Question mark. Okay? This one says, don't care what the recently released basketball's partner says about their joy and their work still needing to be done elsewhere. They, in tears, skated and got off relatively easy in ways that show what matters is being a perceived star, high in profile with connections to political pressure. Add to that mix being a female in thought victim, and your situation becomes the rosier. Brittany and your crew, save us your input. Here it is, JG. You want it? Just shut up and dribble. On a less controversial subject, it says, at a more sports-focused point than basketball player getting out of the gulag is the Lions NFL-wise. They likely will make the playoffs. Okay. There's your shut up and dribble. Okay.
And then people are screaming at her that she's not talking about Paul Whelan. So she's also in a no-win situation for a lot of people. It's not all rosy.
No. This is I get the emotion. I get the background, right? The background of her being very vocal against police, being vocal against what people perceive to be the United States of America, the rights that we have here. And then she needed the power of the United States government to free her from a Russian prison when she took contraband into their country. I don't know. I mean, all that's true, right?
Yep.
And then the emotions go wild from both sides on that. Got it. Got it. We're here to sort through it. We're here to listen to it. This is the forum for it. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610.
Tis the season, the holidays are crazy, and I found the perfect brewery for you to hit up during this holiday season because it is right by the Sunport. I know families coming in and out of town. It is the perfect place because it's right by the airport on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson. It's a great place to grab lunch or a beer before you head in or out of town, or if you attend the New Mexico Bowl next Saturday, December 17th, it's a perfect pregame, postgame spot. 377 Brewery is named after the flight wing at Kirtland Air Force Base. It's a great mix of European-style brews. It has local spirited cocktails. If you don't like beer, it's not your thing. It has a top-rated kitchen by Yelp reviews, and I'll give you my review. I love the fish and chips. All the food is delicious. It's also a great spot if you're looking for live music, stand-up comedy, if you need to throw a holiday party, any kind of event. Just ask about their party room. Stop in 11 to 11 every day, but Sunday when it closes at 10, check them out at 377brewery.com.
Haters.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
But it's not that easy. It's opening drive. Brittany Griner situation. What's going on with Mexico State, the incidents on UNM campus? Oh, it's sometimes just not as simple as, hey, let's talk about the Boston Celtics last night and how awesome they are. Let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders and can they make some wild last-second push to put some pressure on the AFC wildcard teams against John Wolford and the Rams and maybe Baker Mayfield tonight. Do what you got to do. Handle it all. 246-0610, 377 hotline. And boy, are we got you covered. We are 5 tool players.
What do you mean?
Everything. Yeah. Crossover. Can't stick to one thing, man.
Well, I was just
not
with
the way
the
it
boss
works.
in the hallway. That's where I was just talking about the NMSU thing and the gun and who had the gun on the bus and then we're talking about Brittany and remember I mean, I don't know if it's better or worse, when we used to talk about, hey, he should have taken the 3-point shot instead of the 2-point shot.
And 90% of the time.
And I'm okay with this, don't get me wrong. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on any of this stuff, 888-922-0610. It's amazing how the Brittany stuff, and it's not amazing. I'm not surprised. The emotion, this story, particularly with the background to it, and I've asked this question before, would people feel differently? And I don't know that they would. If A, Victor Booth was traded for Paul Whelan, right? If Paul,
some of those people would feel better about it.
would they feel differently? Would they feel differently if Victor Booth was traded and that wasn't Brittany Griner, but it was Steph Curry or Tom Brady or Aaron Judge, or give me a backup punter on the Lions, right?
So everything that person has done goes into how you feel about that person.
And the Brittany thing, being who she is and what she said and how it all went. Yeah, there's a lot to it. All right, 505-246-0610. We haven't hit the baseball stuff today, and I do want to hit the baseball free agency. Padres spent again, man. Padres spent again. Xander Bogaerts. I don't know where they're getting this money, man, but Xander Bogaerts, 11. Padres are good. 11 years, $280 million. They have Fernando Tatis to play shortstop. So now it's Bogaerts, Machado, Tatis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your guy in right field, why am I forgetting, from the Nationals, the trade they got, Juan Soto. I mean, so they can put Tatis in left field? Is that what they're going to do here? Second base?
Probably corner outfield spot.
Well, it's got to be left field. I mean, Juan Soto's your guy on right.
Soto probably play either side, so
It's
whatever.
a hell of an all-star team, dude.
And I love it, man. Like, it's all somehow like money that's there, and that's
It's
the game.
all money that's
Like,
somehow that's there. So good.
It's mind-boggling. But you have owners that just want to win, and in Major League Baseball, you just throw money at it, and it will work. And initially, the year before, everyone was like, "Ha ha, Padres." Oh, they took a big step last year.
A big
And this
step,
is-
and they beat the Dodgers in the playoffs.
Beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. This lineup is absolutely stacked, and it's not a bunch of just overpaid old dudes either. With Tatis and
No,
and
these are
Juan
guys in
Soto.
their prime or going into their
Yeah,
prime.
and 10 years from now, who bleeping cares what those contracts look like if you're able to win at a high clip, beat the Dodgers, play postseason baseball? That's what it's about. Not caring what some salary cap figure of the team you root for is in 7 years.
Well,
and there's
again,
no salary cap.
You made the
Baseball.
greatest point of all of it when Jared called in yesterday. What you said? Why do you care? It's not your money. And I think bottom line, that's right. I think you care because at some point, I mean, I think it's already happened.
Does it affect what your team does?
The family who lives in San Diego, who lives out in Santee, and is on a fixed income, gets priced out of going to games. They do. They do. The corporations continue to buy up tickets, and as long as the market, the television money continues to support this and allow this, it boggles my mind as someone who's responsible for a P&L. For a profit and loss, for revenue and expenses, and everything I do every day, I honestly, I've got to turn in a revenue and expense sheet, and right, I'm looking at it. Can we afford to do that? And I think that way, and I just, where is all this money coming from? Right, and obviously it's there. Whether
They're not
it's TV
working on a
revenue,
budget.
no,
Like you're working on a budget, they're just working on.
But there's got to be a
Hey,
budget.
here's
There's got to be a.
the figures we hope to hit yearly, as long as that we could send out all these checks to the bank accounts of our players, we're good.
Padres, Phillies, the teams to watch. Dodgers just lost Trey Turner and Cody Bellinger. I mean, I'm telling you, the Dodgers are in the
Dodgers.
tank.
You're gonna be the pesky underdogs next year.
Are the Padres the favorite now? You shook your head yes, for those of you who
And
can't see it.
yeah.
I mean, it's bonkers, right? Little brother has just said, you know what? I'm done, and I'm going to kick you in the stones, and I'm going to step on your neck, and I'm going to be better than you. All of a sudden, little brother grew up and got to be bigger than big brother and was tired of getting his ass kicked for all these years.
Baseball will always have an out of nowhere team. It's just the way it is.
It was the Phillies this year.
But they spend a lot of money.
No, they did. They
They're
did. But they
top
still
five
came
in
out of
payroll,
nowhere.
But they're top 5 in payroll.
Right,
This is the point I'm
I mean, they went out
making.
and Bryce Harpered it. and-
There'll be a team where, like the Nationals a few years back, where they just come in like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, that wild card team that goes on a run. But still, more times than not, the teams that throw the most money out there will be successful, and that's the Padres.
And that's why they're spending, man. If you're a Padre fan, you freaking love this. And you're ecstatic because, A, your team is showing you that your ownership is showing, we're here. For years, the Padres were just kind of a little afterthought, right? Hoping to have a playoff run every 6, 7, 8 years. Now, they're saying we're here for a decade. Like the investments we've made, and they haven't signed Juan Soto long-term yet, but Tatis, and let's see what happens with Tatis, but what they've done. Secondly, JJ, they're the only major league sport in town. Chargers are gone. Clippers have been long gone. They're in one of the greatest cities in America, and I say that with partial bias, but who doesn't go to San Diego and doesn't love San Diego, right?
It's pretty.
They can own that town, and they will now. And I just if they can afford it, and obviously they can, I think it's brilliant. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. Masaka Yoshida, 5 years, $90 million with the Red Sox. You good with that? Market value? I mean, I don't even know what that means anymore, but
Because everyone's like, who?
fairly, yeah.
Outfielder from Japan.
Oh, it's $105 million now. 5 years, 105.
Boston is not happy.
No, they lose
Boston
everybody,
is
dude.
not happy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are looking at the Trevor Story contract, and I agree. That made zero sense. If you're going to pay Trevor Story, but you don't want to pay Xander Bogaerts, okay.
Well, they let Mookie Betts go. They let Xander Bogaerts go. I mean, the Red Sox bring up and groom in their system great players. And then when it's time to get paid, they go somewhere else. No, Red Sox fans should be pissed. And then the Yankees re-sign Judge. And, no, they should be cranky. They really should. All right, we get football tonight. We'll get you ready for that. It's here on the Sports Animal. Any more correspondence on Brittany being free, Brittany Griner freed from the Gulag, the labor camp in, I got a few things on that. You're bringing the phones at 505-246-0610. We'll do that as well. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute.
The Frontier
49
Restaurant
Broncos
is a
have
proud
lost four
supporter
straight as
of
they
the
welcome
ProView
Kansas City.
Networks.
Denver is a hot mess, folks. The team was sold a $245 million bill of goods on Russell.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
How's everyone doing this morning? Thanks for hanging out with us.
It's been fun. 'Tis the season, JJ.
Oh, we'll get you a list of your 2023 XFL quarterbacks.
Oh,
If
wow.
you're interested in that.
Wow. That's a straw?
That's coming down. Maybe John Wolford will be a star there. But are you ready for some Kyle Slaughter for the Arlington Renegades?
Oh, Kyle Slaughter. Slaughterhouse.
XFL announced their quarterback list.
Who do you got?
If you're interested.
Who's your top guy?
Oh, Ben DiNucci, Seattle Sea Dragons. Pride of JMU.
What's the best logo in that league? Sea Dragons is good, right? If you go on USFL, I mean, I don't know. That's all I know about it. Who do you want, Ben DiNucci?
I like Kyle Slaughter.
All right. Take him. He's yours.
Slaughter.
Text line says, I'm a Padres fan. As a Twins, Tigers, and Pirates fan.
What?
Maybe the one can school the other three on how to improve. So basically saying Padres, Twins, Tigers, Pirates have all been the same. Bottom feeders who don't spend a lot of money, smaller markets, and now Padres are going out and winning, and he's like, here, can you school those other places on how to do this? Okay. Text line, morning, Jeff. Hopefully Brittany will have enough respect to stand for the national anthem now. The USA isn't as bad as she thought after all. Signed, Murph Dog. Thank you, Murph Dog. Be interesting. I mean, I tell you, she'll play again, right? I promise the first game she's there. The cameras are all going to be. You're all going to be watching. Does she sing the anthem? Does she stand for the anthem? Does she kneel for the anthem? Promise. Be interesting to hear what she says, right? Are you interested?
Yes.
People I think who had no opinion of Brittany Griner before certainly have a big opinion of her now. I'm going to go back on this, guys. What? She's an American citizen.
And she's represented the United States. She hasn't knelt at every anthem. She played for her country. She won a gold medal. She stood there, had some feelings. Different than you doesn't mean you take her rights away.
Yeah, she's an American citizen. I mean, should we only get American citizens out who think the way you do? Look, do you think this is a fair swap? I mean,
No, but there were political pawns. Everyone is a political pawn.
100% right.
Is it a bit more intention because it's Brittany Griner? Yes. Well, then you, too, that's sitting there thumbing everything out. Keep calling. Keep texting. Keep that stuff out there. And then I hope Brittany Griner and her family back up what they say. I'm not in the shut up and dribble camp because that would look worse for Griner after this. She has definitely changed with what she's gone through, and I believe that they will speak out on this and work behind the scenes because people do a lot of things we don't know about in life, Jeff.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think the Griners will do that.
Will there be free Paul Whelan shirts as there were free Brittany shirts? I don't know.
But even not, if there's not shirts, if she's talking about it, they're working on it. They donate time, donate money to organizations that do that stuff. That would be a positive for her after this.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Maurice says he's on the New Mexico State investigation for basketball. He says all the heat is on New Mexico State, but where is UNM President Garnett Stokes, the deep state administration, or the deep state administrator in charge of the dorms, Jeff? The campus police, which is located like 500 feet from the shooting site. Where was the resident advisor on duty? Why aren't those questions being asked? It's from Maurice. Wow. Okay. There's some stuff that almost makes sense and some stuff that makes none in there, Maurice. Where was the resident advisor on duty? I'm going to guess that person was probably sitting at his or her desk at in the desk of the dorm. What would you want the RA to do? How would the RA be responsible in any way? Help me tell me what I don't understand. So there's an RA who was a student, probably sitting at the desk on a Saturday night, thumbing through their phone or studying, right? And outside, I mean, so the young lady leaves. Okay, so she's allowed to leave. She's not in prison. There's not a curfew. She walks out, meets a dude. They're outside. What do you mean? Where was the RA? What do you want the RA to do?
Excuse me, put your weapons away. Stop firing.
Really? Come on, Maurice. I mean, like honestly, where was the resident advisor on duty? Probably sitting at that person's desk or post or whatever it is. Why aren't these questions being asked? The campus police, which is located like 500 feet from the shooting site. What do you, okay. Did you see the video? Now, is there an issue? I mean, it happened on your campus, so there's an issue. We ask this all the time. Should a football coach be, I mean, how responsible are they for the acts of all 100 players on their team, basketball coach for all 15 players on their team? I mean, you're responsible in some regard, but individuals made choices. Is this Garnett Stokes' fault? Now, should she say something? Should there be something? Yeah, okay, I'll listen to that. But I guess, Maurice, what is it you want them to do? These are 4 individuals who acted on their own, individuals who acted individually, or in I guess 5 of them, 3 of them. In the case of 4 of them, in cahoots against 1 of them. Bad decisions all around, yes. I want to hear from the RA. Where was the RA? Why didn't the RA stop this? Some kid sitting, a college kid trying to earn a couple bucks in the middle of the night sitting at the desk. The hell was the RA supposed to do? Come on, Maurice. I mean, if you want to hear from UNM, and not athletics, because I don't think athletics has anything to say. They didn't do anything. If you need to hear more from UNM, okay, I can entertain that. I can listen to that. I've heard that a number of times. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. I want to hear from the RA. Where was the kid, the 21-year-old kid who was supposed to stop this shooting? Come on, man. Like, I get it. There's layer after layer, and some people cannot get enough of this story. And the blood is in the water, and the sharks are circling, and you want to hear more. Okay. Blame it on the RA? That person should have stopped this. Why was a freshman leaving the dorm at 3 a.m? I don't know, man. But it's a residence hall, not a freaking prison. It's where they live.
Where's your hall pass?
Maybe they were going to work. Maybe she worked the early shift. Maybe she was going to meet a friend, maybe she was going to set up a basketball player to get assaulted. Maybe she was going to get something at 7-Eleven. Maybe she was going to... Last I checked, it's America, man. You can leave the dorms in the middle of the night. The hell did you want the RA to do? I've heard a lot of stuff on this. Maurice, I like you, but that's the most far-fetched one. Where was the RA on duty? Come on. If you want a statement from President Stokes, okay, fine. That's cool. The police were right there. Are they supposed to be on a patrol, just sitting outside with guns all the time? I mean, where were they? Even if the campus police is right there, like, this happened. You saw how quick it happened? You saw how quick it happened? Bleep happens, man. Sometimes, I know we always have to blame people, you guys, and I get it, and it's always got to be someone's fault. And if I was in charge, this wouldn't have happened. And you know what? BS, man. Sometimes it's not someone's fault other than the individuals who did it. And I know everybody wants to blame Greg Heyer, the NMSU coach. And everybody wants to blame Garnett Stokes, the president at UNM. And now, if you want to talk about what happened afterwards, okay, we could have a conversation on how it was handled.
Yeah, their consequences are coming after the fact.
But as far as, it happened because, and if they wouldn't have recruited this kid, and why, I heard crap. When this went down 2 weeks ago, well, that's where they keep getting these kids from Chicago. What the hell does that mean? They shouldn't recruit Chicago anymore. They've had great success with young men from Chicago. Many of them, if not most of them, certainly the majority, have been outstanding students and good players. I've heard, they take a lot of chances on players. Maybe they do, man. But what did you want? I just, at some point, it's not, things happen, and there's not always somebody at fault other than the individuals who did it. And I get it. We go back. How did this happen? How could this have been prevented? They had curfew. They had a guy downstairs. I mean, I don't know. Like Rudy says, you got to put an alarm on every room. Really? Are these freaking children and inmates? I'll treat you like an adult until you give me a reason not to. Now you're giving me a reason not to. I got to search your bag for guns when you get on the bus? Really? It's the fault of the individuals. And I know we've got to skewer everybody that could potentially be involved. Am I wrong here?
No, this is one that after the fact, yeah, there's fallout for other individuals.
Right.
What we saw happen on that surveillance video was those 4 people.
And I'm going over to KRST to do the St. Jude stuff. Come on over if you want. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward's after that. Two Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock, and then you get Monday Night Football, Raiders and Rams. Amory, great work today.
Thank you.
Adrian, fantastic. Big day for you?
Huge day.
All right. Have a great day. We're back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.